You're watching Texoma's Fox Morning Edition in high definition.
Good morning, Texoma. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Bruno. Police are investigating a crash that happened around 2 a.m. this morning. The wreck happened on the corner of 32nd and Travis. Police say a white 2007 Cadillac DTS was traveling down 32nd when it crashed into a fence. They say the car then flipped upside down, and when police arrived, there was no one at the scene. Witnesses told police they saw a man flee the scene, but police found the man behind a house without any pants on. Police are still investigating whether he has anything to do with the incident. A man is facing jail time after the Wichita County Sheriff says he led a deputy on a high-speed chase last night while carrying drugs. Sheriff David Duke says it started on Kell East between Barnett Road and Allendale. He says the deputy tried to pull over the motorcycle rider because there was not a license plate visible and the rider took off. Then following a chase that ended with the rider wrecking out in the Kemp and Grant area, Duke says the rider took off on foot before he was tased. The man was taken to United Regional for his cuts to his head. Duke says after tripping over a parking curb and falling into a pickup. The sheriff says the rider stayed overnight for observation and will go to jail today. The man is expected to be charged with possession of a controlled substance, meth, and felony evading with a motor vehicle. It's been almost a month since 5 teens were involved in a fatal accident on Kell, but police say they've determined the cause. The accident reports listed failure to drive in a single lane and speeding over the limit as the 2 contributing factors. Police say 18-year-old Marquise Dennis lost control of his vehicle and it rolled across the median. As Dennis and 3 of the 4 passengers were ejected, 18-year-old LaCarl Williams died from injuries a few days later. Police also say no specimen was taken for Dennis for alcohol or drugs, meaning investigators did not suspect him of being impaired by drugs or alcohol at the time of the crash. And the case has now been referred to the grand jury. A member of the Electra Police Department is adjusting to a new title. Michelle Dixon spoke with the city's new police chief, and he says the duties of chief won't be a difficult adjustment.
This is Michael Hopkins' second time around with the Electra Police Department. From 2003 to 2009, he was a patrol officer. He left for 5 years before returning to a virtually empty department. In January, Electra City Commissioners fired Chief Johnny Morris, who held the job for 11 years. But most of the staff Morris hired also left.
When I first came in February, we had 1 officer, but he had already given his 2 weeks notice to go to work for the county, so he was gone within like 3 days. So I had no officers, and at that time I had 3 dispatchers.
Hopkins says the department is now back to full staff with 7 full-time officers and 5 full-time dispatchers. He says he and officers are out and about in the community. And he's focused on the future, not the past problems this department has endured.
We just decided earlier on we wasn't worried about what happened in the past. We wasn't going to concern ourselves with all that. Our main goal was getting the department together and us just moving forward into the future and operating the department the way the department should be operated and just moving on. And that involves, talking to people and treating them with respect. We're here to uphold the laws of the city of Electra and the state of Texas, and it doesn't matter who you are, we're going to uphold those laws.
Chief Hopkins was sworn in yesterday at Electra City Hall, and as for the future of Electra, he says reducing drugs in the city is a top priority. Wichita Falls police officers were honored and congratulated during a special ceremony Thursday. Those honored include Valerie Penny Rhodes, who served as a dispatcher, Officer David Horde, and Officer Douglas Tidwell. Each of them served the department and the community for more than 25 years. Detective Tony Fox also retired yesterday after nearly 3 decades. With the PD, he spent most of his recent years with the department investigating and solving homicides. And Officer Logan Riley was honored for performing CPR to save the life of a female who suffered a diabetic coma and stopped breathing in April. Well, today marks the 9th anniversary of Hurricane Trina. It had ripped through the Gulf Coast states of Mississippi and Louisiana, flooding New Orleans. More than 1,500 people were killed. And flooding from rain caused one driver in Lubbock, Texas, to get into quite a jam. His car got stuck in the rising water near McKenzie State Park. Lubbock fire crews used a ladder to rescue him from the rushing water around his car, and he was safely moved to dry land. Well, rain in Texoma sent the cloud seeding plane into action ahead of schedule yesterday. After a 2-month break, seeding operations and atmospheric research, or SOAR officials say a cloud seeding plane took off yesterday. They say the plane seeded for about an hour and a half around Knox, Baylor, and Throckmorton counties in storms headed towards Lakes Kickapoo and Arrowhead. No word on the number of flares that were lit, but Wichita Falls officials say cloud seeding was not supposed to start until September 1st. Wichita Falls ISD's partners in education and Read to Learn are asking for your help. You can assist them from the comfort of your home with just one press of a button. The Read to Learn program was selected as one of the 7 finalists for a challenge laid out by Champions for Kids nonprofit group. Partners in Education submitted the program in late July. Now, if Read to Learn is selected as the winner, the program will receive $20,000. With the second place and third place will receive $15,000 and $5,000 respectively. To cast your vote, just head over to texomashomepage.com and click on the story for a link. And up next, a Texas man has finally come clean about a car insurance scam, but the guilty plea probably wouldn't have happened if a 24-second video hadn't surfaced of his spectacular effort to plunge a $1 million car into a salt marsh. We'll show you that video next. And if you're planning on traveling for the Labor Day weekend, gas prices might shock you next.